Motivation can get you to the starting line, but not the finish line. It's going to require action for you to finish. Once there was an older man who was broke, living in a tiny house and driving a beat-up car. He spent years living off of a $99 Social Security check, but at the age of 65, he decided that something has to change. So he thought about, what did he have to offer? What did he have to offer the world that he currently was just keeping to himself? His friends raved, and I mean raved, about his chicken recipe. They raved about this chicken recipe to the point where he made the decision that this chicken recipe is going to be the best shot that I have at actually making a change in my life at 65 years old. With this newfound determination, he left Kentucky and started to travel state by state, attempting to sell his chicken recipe. He told the restaurant owners that he encountered that, hey, I have this mouth-watering chicken recipe, and I am willing to give the actual recipe to you for free as long as I can receive a percentage of the profits on the chicken sold. Sounds like a decent deal, right? Unfortunately, the restaurants did not think so. He heard no over 1,000 times. Even after all of those rejections, he didn't give up. He truly believed that his chicken recipe was something special. He ended up getting rejected 1,009 times before he heard his first yes. With that one yes, Colonel Heartland Sanders changed the way that Americans eat chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, was born because Colonel Sanders decided to take his motivation and pair it with action and persistence. And whenever I hear stories like that, I often think, what would have happened if the person that ended up succeeding in that area decided that they were just going to try whatever their task was? They were just going to try whatever their goal was. We've heard all of our lives that if at first you don't succeed, try again. But I think a better mindset is, if at first I don't succeed, persist until it's done. I'm not trying things out here. I am doing it. And time doesn't play a factor because I've already made a decision that I'm going to do it. When it comes to the things that you want to accomplish in life, don't try it. Now, don't get me wrong. Trying is better than not trying at all. But doing is better than all of it. The problem with try is try implies that I am going to roll the dice and see what I end up getting. Try implies that I might accomplish the task or I might not. The term try, it lacks intention within itself, and it gives you an implied out. Because I never said I was going to do it. I said I was going to try it. The term try, it gives you the space to back out should you get in the fire of a thing and decide that your desire costs too much. And when I mention cost, I am referring to the sacrifice that is required of anyone who wants to reach a goal. The problem with try is try begins to affect your self-confidence, because every time you fail at trying something, you start to chip away at the belief that you have in your own ability to accomplish things. And I want you to hear me. Change happens with the mindset shift. Change happens when we shift our mindset from I'm going to try it to I'm going to do it, no matter how long it takes. I am willing to wait forever, but there's no plan B. My decision is not to try this thing out. I've settled in my mind that I'm going to do it. I've said it here before, but it's a funny thing that when we make the quality decision that we're not in a rush, when we make the quality decision that we are willing to wait forever. We don't have to wait that long. When we make the decision that every single day I am going to pick up my axe, and if I make the decision that every single day I'm going to pick up my axe and I'm going to work on whatever it is that I am trying to accomplish, sooner or later, that resistance has to give. You just have to make the quality decision that you're not trying this, you're doing this. And a lot of times we say, I'm going to try, because there's a lot that we don't know. And we need to be careful to not allow I don't know to become a crutch. Because although there are certain things that you don't know, there's information that is available for you to seek out. There's nothing new under the sun, which means somebody has already done what you're trying to do, maybe not in the same manner, but you're not reinventing the wheel here. And in those situations that you truly don't know the whole grand scope of what you should be doing, I would submit to you that there's always a little something that you definitely know that you could be doing. There's always a little step that you are already aware of, but you're so focused on the major tasks. The thing is most of us already know the starting place to fix our situation. You might not know the ending place. You might not know how to navigate some of the obstacles that you encounter along the way, but most of us already know the starting place. But the sad thing is that even though we know the starting place, we won't press play. We won't get it started. And the sad thing is even though sometimes we know what we need to do, we are unwilling to pay the price for our desired end. At times, the price just seems too high. But I want you to hear me. Stop looking for discounts on the path to your dream. Your dream will not come at a discounted price. It's going to require you paying full price. Another thing that stood out to me in Colonel Sanders' story is that he's 65 and broke. And it wasn't until he got so fed up, it wasn't until he was so tired of his situation that change took place. And you and I are exactly the same way. It isn't until we become so fed up with our current situation that we are pushed towards making a change. The truth is that nobody can make us do anything. And in fact, whenever we are in a situation where people are trying to force us to make a certain change, it actually aggravates us, because every single human being has to arrive at their own moment of truth. Your mom and dad can't make that decision for you. Your husband, your wife, they can't make that decision for you. All of us have to arrive at our own moment of truth, where we are so tired of our situation that we have motive, we have a reason to make a change. A man that is forced against his will is of the same opinion still. But whenever we begin to arrive at our moment of truth, we begin to see things clearly. We begin to realize that many of the things that we are upset about, we are actually in control of. And even if we cannot control the specific thing, we are in control of our attitudes and our mindsets. You are not helpless. Whenever a moment of truth comes, you have the opportunity to receive it or reject it. Now, some people receive that moment of truth and they gain clarity, but they don't do anything about it. Some people get the knowledge, but they don't actually do anything about the knowledge that they have received. But for a moment of truth to actually impact your life, it must be followed by the quality decision that I am going to do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. The moment of truth must be followed by the quality decision that I am not going to accept failure as the end in any situation in my life. For the moment of truth to really impact you, it must be followed by the decision that I have no other option but to continue until I win. Moments of truth must be followed by the mindset that I am not playing 4 quarters in life. I play until I win in life. The moment of truth must be followed by action. Now, and I say this all the time, but once you make that quality decision, a challenge is on the way. Because a challenge has a way of checking you to see if you really, really mean it. Because the motivation hits, but then the challenge can easily sway that motivation. And we need to train ourselves not to give up at the first glimpse of a challenge. We need to train ourselves not to give up, but to rise up. And whenever a challenge hits, look it dead in the eye and say, oh, yeah. I was waiting on you. I had a feeling that you might show up. But since you're here, I got something for you. Challenges can cause you to want to change the decisions that you made. But if you're coming up against a challenge and you feel like what you're doing is not working, never change your decision. Change your approach. Because a lot of times, the decision that we made in our moment of truth is the best decision for our lives. But sometimes our approach is the wrong approach to end up getting that desired end. No matter what you are wanting to accomplish, you have enough to get started. Well, someday when I get this, or someday when I get this, or whenever everything perfectly aligns, I'll get started. Baby, that time might never come. You need to get started. Get off the sidelines of life. Put yourself in the game and give yourself an opportunity to win. I love what Les Brown says. Les Brown says, it's the start that stops most people. And one of the things that I've noticed in my own life is that I don't have to be the most articulate person in the world. I don't have to be the most intelligent person in the world. I don't have to be the most courageous person in the world. I don't even have to be the most talented person in the world to accomplish my goals. I just have to start, be consistent, and stop making excuses. My granddaddy, who went on to heaven, used to say, boy, an excuse ain't nothing but a secondhand lie. He used to say that all the time. And I love that because what he's saying is an excuse is a secondhand lie. An excuse is a lie that we tell ourselves before we pass down to someone else. And we don't want to make a habit of lying to ourselves. Now, when we're thinking of motivation, the word motive, that root word of motivation, has to do with your why. There is no motivation if there is not an overwhelming why. A why that cannot be silenced. A why that won't let you go to sleep without thinking about it. A why that is in you saying, hey, you got to go. You got to get started. There are people that are waiting on you to fulfill your dreams. There are people that are waiting on you to open up that store. There are people that are waiting on you to do what you're supposed to do. Motivation is based out of having that nagging why. The place in which your motivation is coming from will have a direct connect to how long it lingers in your life. It is important that all motivation is centered in a sense of purpose. Motivation that wins, it always carries within itself an agenda. And so I have to ask you, what are you carrying within yourself? What are you hiding from others? What is that gift that you keep pushing down because of fear? What are the excuses, the lies that you're telling yourself that is preventing you from getting started? What is the circumstances you're focused on? Ships sink not because of what is around them, but they sink because of what gets in them. What are you allowing on board that is sinking your ship? Whenever you have an agenda, whenever you have a vision, whenever you have a why, it lends to a constant refill of self-motivation. I like to say that your why will give you a push when you can't push yourself. And without a why, you do not have enough gumption to go past the challenges and the resistance that life brings. And so I want to challenge you to stop burying that gift. I want to challenge you to figure out your why. Figure out your motive that is going to be the catalyst for your motivation. Having a vision is the fastest way to beat depression. Having a reason for being here, having something that you're working towards, is the fastest way to beat depression. Myron Golden says that what you can see with your eyes is sight, but what you can see with your mind and your heart is vision. I'm reminded of the story of opening day at Disney World. Walt Disney was not alive to see the opening of Disney World. So Disney World is opening. Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, they're all there. There's a celebration going on, and Walt's wife is there. And somebody comes up to Walt Disney's wife and says, "Man, look at all of this. Don't you wish that Walt could have seen this?" And Mrs. Disney's response was, "He did. He saw it before any of us saw it." And as I close, I want to tell you that the most reliable way to change your life is to not focus on changing your whole life, but it is to discover a motive for your motivation. It is to discover your why and start taking the steps towards accomplishing. Always remember, growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.